Blackrock doesn't miss, and they're now behind the Clarity Act. And a lot of people are probably going to regret selling during this boring period when it's nothing really happening in the cryptocurrency markets, but now stocks are dumping. Where are you going to go with your money? Well, we got the latest on the Clarity Act for you. The latest Bitcoin charts, Ethereum charts, the bloodbath in Asian markets today. NASDAQ correcting, crypto taking a hit. Everybody's losing money again. It's good times. We got all that and more for you in today's show. We better get going. So, Matthew Hyland posted this. Blackrock does not miss. They got ETH and BTC ETFs once they apply, despite much doubt about it. The Clarity Act is coming. This is response to Bitcoin Archive posting. Blackrock shows support for Clarity Act approval. Puts investors first, helps the United States shape the next era of market structure, preserves transparency, resilience, investor protections, etc. Now, you may not be aware of this. Back in 2022, BlackRock launched a private investor fund for Bitcoin. They launched a Bitcoin ETF in 2023, about 12 months later. Well, they applied for it and they got it approved in January approximately of 2024. Now, here's the deal. When they applied for the ETF, I was saying, well, of course BlackRock's going to get it. It's BlackRock, man. They control the world. It's a $15 trillion asset under management organization. Well, BlackRock, once BlackRock gets, and BlackRock understands that the Clarity Act is good for the gander here, and they're going to get it done. The pressure from major financial institutions right now to get the Clarity Act done is absolutely massive, and these are the guys who really pull the strings in Washington. Charles Schwab, Fidelity, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs. These are the people pushing to get the Clarity Act across. See, when it was just, the Coinbase CEO, like, yeah, that's our guy. We like Brian Armstrong. We like Coinbase. Okay, sure. But that's just preaching to the choir. Of course, crypto CEOs are going to support the Clarity Act. They'd be dumbasses not to. But when you see these big players, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, all coming out and saying, man, it is time. We got to get this shit done. These are the biggest, most powerful financial institutions in the United States. It's freaking Goldman Sachs. Fidelity and BlackRock are the number one and number two biggest investment firms in the world. Charles Schwab's a monster. These guys want it. It's going to get done. Question is whether it gets done before the August recess or they do it afterwards. Oh, the amount of head exploding if this is not going to cross the line. Psychedelic posted this, 121K. Clarity Act gets introduced. 10-10 happens. All leverage players get destroyed. The government F's around with it for ages. Bitcoin nukes to 58K over 8 months. BlackRock comes out last week, says most of the leverage is now gone. Yeah, remember that? Remember last week when BlackRock said most of the leverage is now gone? Now's a good time to be buying Bitcoin. Larry fucking Fink said that. I remember. If you watched last week's video, you know too. Charles Schwab calls for U.S. Senate to pass Clarity Act. I think we know who has destroyed all the holders and then loaded their own massive bags. It will pass and they will pump it hard after everyone's been wrecked. Of course. Of course. Now, this is problematic. The Senate has shelved the Clarity Act to take up Russia sanctions bills first. You know, I mean, America, dog. Can we have a conversation? Look. This is going to be your 10th sanctions package on Russia. I saw the EU. They did their 21st sanctions package on Russia. I got bad news for you guys. If the first 20 didn't work, why do you think the 21st is going to work? Anyway, what a waste of time. Oh, we're going to do more sanctions on Russia. Shut your faces, Senate. Do something important. Get the Clarity Act passed. Come on. Voting on the crypto bill is now unlikely before next week, leaving only the final days before the August 8th recess. Senate. These guys. Anyway. Meanwhile, so that news came out at the same time that this was happening. Absolute bloodbath for Asian markets. South Korean index down over 10%. Japan down 4%. Taiwan down 4%. And China just a small down 1.3%. But South Korean stocks in particular getting absolutely slaughtered because Samsung and SK Hynix are basically 50% of the index. And they're getting slaughtered as the memory trade takes a huge dip. SanDisk now down 50% in the last 6 weeks. I mean, geez Louise. Look. I may not have been right on the top on that, and I didn't short it, but damn, the warning was correct. What the hell are you guys doing selling your Bitcoin at 60K in order to go into SanDisk with the most overbought RSI of any stock in history? Of course, it was going to end like this. Doesn't mean it doesn't come back later. Doesn't mean the memory trade's fully stopped and over, just that, of course, a sell-off was going to happen. Anyway. Bad timing for the Clarity Act to be delayed because we're seeing a continued and aggressive sell-off right across the stock markets, Asian markets, NASDAQ as well. We'll get to in a few minutes here. Crypto feeling the pain today. Now, yesterday's ETF outflows were not extreme at all on Bitcoin, only $11 million of outflows. We're going to see how it is today with Asian markets crashing and with the NASDAQ down more. Will we see a big Bitcoin outflow day? ETH, SOL, and XRP all had positive inflow days yesterday, which is a good thing to see. Bitcoin broke down out of the channel. Not fantastic, guys. Now trading below the 20-day EMA, the 50-day EMA, and just broken under this channel. Now, this is about a $4,000 channel approximately, so the implied breakdown target here would be basically back down to 60K here. Wouldn't be the end of the world if that happens, but, it's not going to be a fantastic move. A lot of people are just feeling the pain, but this is the thing. We are in the chop period. We are now 2 months out from the likely bottoming date of October 6th, maybe 11 weeks, whatever. And this is very typical of a late-stage bear market. We're not longer on these sort of massive, crazy dumps. We might still get a massive, crazy dump. I'm not saying you can't, but what you have now is a lot of chop. No real direction. Lack of narrative, all that kind of stuff. The Clarity Act may give us narrative, but the Clarity Act gets rejected. That's going to be a bad narrative. If it's approved, it's going to be a great narrative. Got stopped out of the Solana trade. I mean, look, I even said it myself, I think on Friday's or Saturday's video. Solana, don't even know. Feels like a waste of capital to have money sitting in that trade because it's been relatively weak recently. Well, at least we got Uniswap and Ethereum pulling their weight here where Solana was not. These have both been moved again to break even. So let's see how they play out. Uniswap's been very strong. Ethereum's been looking pretty decent. We'll cover those charts more in depth here in a second. If you want to join me trading over on BitUnix, there's a link right down below. Use that link. Do it now. Go click the link. Deposit your USDT. This is available to anyone, anywhere, of course, because BitUnix is a global exchange and lets traders all over the world access markets. You can trade stocks. You can trade crypto. You can trade metals. You get up to 20x leverage on stocks. You can trade all your favorite coins. They got you covered. Use the link down below. Start your account, deposit your USDT, and make a trade. And then you'll be in to win our daily giveaways. Monday to Friday, we're giving away $1,000 a day. I'm kind of on holidays, but it's not always every day, but we're giving away all the money every week anyway. So let's do the first draw. We got 2 draws to do today. $2,000 to give away. By the way, if you sign up to the Inner Circle, when you sign up to the Inner Circle, you should sign up to the Inner Circle because it's fucking awesome. Link down below. You'll get access to all of our insanely good AI tools. You're going to get access to our trading bots and all that kind of stuff. And this is our private research investment group. Okay, that's bwe@yahoo.com. First winner. Let's draw winner number 2. And when you join the Inner Circle, so this is our private investment and research group. We post daily trades, post major weekly trade updates. We post deep dive institutional grade research reports on tech stocks and on altcoins every single week. The value is absolutely insane for $50 a week. In fact, it's not going to be $50 a week much longer. But you can grandfather yourself in now. DSE@gmail.com. You won the second $1,000, $2,000 given away. Enjoy your winnings, guys. Don't spend it all in one place. Link down below to the Inner Circle and to BitUnix. The Inner Circle costs $50 a month. You get a 7-day free trial. You get an $80 a month rebate from the guys over at BitUnix. Link down below. Check that out. But get signed up at BitUnix as well and start getting these daily giveaways we're doing for $5,000 a week, man. Okay. Alliant Capital posted this. Sir, the 10 years back to 4.7%. We can't attack this weekend. True. Very true. Oh, my gosh. Citadel Security sees Warsh delivering surprise Fed rate hike. Tomorrow is a Fed meeting. Cool, man. Look, CPI and PPI came in cool. What's happening right now in Iran? Price of oil went back up. It's cooled off a little bit as it seems like talks are on again, sort of, kind of. You know how it's been going with the whole Iran thing over the last few months, but talks are apparently back on. Oil's cooled off a little bit. Strait of Hormuz is still closed. Strait of Al-Mandeb's closed. These are very problematic situations. It would give the Fed the narrative needed to raise interest rates. But, perhaps, Citadel Securities, of course, being one of the largest maker markets in the world, perhaps they are trying to get everybody into a big short squeeze. Everybody needs to short the market. Warsh is going to hike. Everything's going to crash. That's exactly when short squeezes happen. We'll see. I don't think the Fed's going to hike. I mean, I could be wrong. There's a lot of market participants thinking that Warsh is going to hike the rates. But he was put in to cut rates. And I don't think he's got enough fundamental justifications right now to hike interest rates. But hey, doesn't mean he won't. But, as Thomas James Investing says here, in response to First Squawk, short interest in S&P 500 rises near 15-year high. A 15-year high of people trying to short the S&P 500. Yo, think about that. The market is mega short. He says, are you ready for a generational short squeeze? The biggest squeeze in the last 15 years. I'm ready. Either everybody's going to be right at the same time, which generally doesn't happen in markets, or we are on pace for a huge short squeeze. Think about it. Max fear in Asian markets. Max pessimism in crypto markets as people think, well, maybe the Clarity Act's not going to pass. Oh my gosh. NASDAQ's dumping. Inflation, the Japanese yen, all the scary things. It's all going to go to zero. Look, I've got a friend. You want to say hi to everybody? Hi. We've been feeding him milk. He's been thirsty. You gonna come join the video, buddy? He's gonna sit here and purr. You're just gonna sit here and purr. Okay, come hang out. Come hang out. Anyway, serious stuff. Where were we? Cat. The people on the internet want to know about the magic coins, kitty. Come on. Okay. NASDAQ still down 670 today. The target remains from this triangle pattern, 650, right down here at the 200-day. I can see us pushing down to that level, hitting the oversold levels here on the daily, potentially in that situation as well. Fantastic buying opportunity likely for the NASDAQ in that situation. Buddy, don't jump on the computer. Put you back over here. Sit here and relax. Sit here and relax, little dude. I'll get you some more milk after I record the video, okay? Okay? Chill out. ETH has pulled back to this orange line. This is the trend line currently. I'm still in the ETH long. Let's see. The target remains the 200-day EMA just up above us here. If we get stopped out, we make no money, but we don't lose any money. That's always a good feeling. Still targeting 2100 on this trade for Ethereum. It's holding the trend line so far. Pepe, holy cow, Pepe pumped 40%, I mean, probably 50, 60% by the end of it, and has completely retraced the entire move. Classic, isn't it? My goodness gracious. Anyway, come back down to this trend line, probably a long situation brewing there for Pepe. Uniswap, of course, our Uniswap report. Hey, buddy, come here, just come sit here. Come sit here and relax. You want to come sit here and relax? Okay, come chill. Don't step on the laptop computer and start pushing the buttons. You go over here. Okay. Our report on Uniswap shared over here. Of course, Inner Circle members got that report. Members on the team took positions on that. It's up 33% since that report. Also, the trade alerts went live here for Uniswap. Currently sitting right here at the 200-day. This cat. Oh my gosh. You're just all about getting attention, huh? You're just all about getting attention. Okay. We have been just smashing into the 200-day here for basically a week straight. So if we can get back above the 200-day, which is very, very close at hand, then this thing is going to absolutely rip. That's the tricky part, though. You got to get some daily. Look how much the market is respecting the line. Look how much the market is respecting the 200-day. It is just smashing into it time after time after time and refusing to go above it. That's where everybody keeps selling. But eventually, you run out of sellers. Eventually, the buyers push this back over because now, of course, you have the narrative with Robinhood chain and all the hype going on there. So something to keep an eye on. Pump Fun. Andy pointed out this chart is a monster. Pump has been doing 500K average in daily buybacks for the last quarter. Is on track for some of the highest revenue numbers since its peak bull mania. You just want to be on the video, don't you? I see it. Pump's up here at the 200-day. A decisive move back over the 200-day will be a big thing for Pump. It'll probably send it on, well, a new journey higher. Still 50% plus under 70% under all-time highs. Still currently absolutely wrecked. But the revenue remains strong. The buybacks remain strong. The narrative remains strong. Wouldn't fade it. Gum says, somehow, Solana is on track to close the 10th red month in a row. one of the most hated assets in crypto. Feel like people are getting more excited about Ethereum again these days. Solana has taken over the most hated asset, currently sitting on the trend line, bounced right here on this orange line. Fascinating place to bounce. Now, I got stopped out of my trade here on Solana, which is fine, but I have a huge spot back in Sol, and I think it goes back to new all-time highs next cycle for whatever that's worth. But currently, watching for a bounce here. Feel like everyone's getting a little bit too freaked out in the markets today, and we're probably due for some kind of, hey, don't bite me. Oh my, he's biting me now. You're biting me. Come here. Stop biting me. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Meow. Bye. See you next time.